guys, and welcome back to another lesson. In this video, I am going to first take you through what we have discussed so far and what are we learning in this video. So in last 3 videos, we have discussed how you can really create your content on point, bringing 3 C's of communication, that is clarity, content, and connection when you're talking to someone. And in the first video, we also discussed the myth that knowing English is not enough for you to be a good communicator. It is beyond language. And in the last video, we have discussed the levels of communications, how you can go from the basics level that starts with clarity, achieve the second level that is engagement, and the final level that is all about storytelling and bringing engagement and clarity all together. And third level of communication is all about bringing stories and structure on point along with your engagement and clarity that you have practiced. Now in this video, I am taking you through the journey of how does this really process in minds. All I say is all the time, communication starts here. So what really happens in mind and how a communicator create more better understanding and thought process when they are working on becoming a good communicator. So let's get into the science and understand what is neuroplasticity when it comes to communication and creating neuro pathways in your brain. But before that, I have one story for you. Imagine that you are invited for a party, और वो पार्टी एक फॉर्मल पार्टी है जहाँ पे you have to present in front of your boss, maybe in your office, maybe you are giving a presentation in this party. Now आपसे बोला गया है कि you have to wear formal clothes, आपको proper formal clothes में पार्टी में आना है, ठीक है. सो आप क्या करोगे? यू विल गो बैक टू योर होम and will start searching something that fits that entire party vibe. So you need a formal look, right? From top to bottom, you need to get ready that you look good in front of your boss and other office colleagues. So as soon as you reach to your wardrobe, आपको मिलती है एक white shirt और आपको मिलता है एक ब्लैक पैंट और एक ब्लैक कोट. सो आपने डिसाइड किया कि आप ये तीनों चीज़ पहनोगे पार्टी में एंड यू विल गोइंग टू ड्रेस इन ब्लैक कोट, वाइट शर्ट एंड ब्लैक पैंट. अब इसके साथ आपने, क्योंकि आपको पार्टी में बहुत लेट हो रहा था, सो आपने एक गॉगल्स पहन लिए. लेट्स से आपने एक रेड कलर की हैट लगा ली एंड जल्दी जल्दी में आप पार्टी में गए. अब imagine that you are in a formal party and that requires you to be in a formal outfit. Now you are wearing a black coat, a white shirt, a black pant, but a red color hat and very cool sunglasses. How would you look? And do you think that you did not properly understood, or maybe in hurry you got some wrong clothes put on फॉर दिस पार्टी? फॉर श्योर जो आपने हैट पहनी है वो इस पूरे इन्वायरमेंट से मैच नहीं करती है. ये पूरी जो सेटिंग है फॉर फॉर्मल आउटफिट्स, ये आपकी रेड जो कैप है वो फिट नहीं होती है. नंबर 2, आपने जो ग्लासेस पहने हैं वो भी वहाँ पे फिट नहीं होते, बिकॉज it will again give you a casual look compared to what look you are actually preferring for a formal party. Now when I say this example, please replace the wardrobe, यानी कि अलमारी को अपने दिमाग से replace करो. What really happens is when someone asks you a question or when you want to deliver something, what happens is your brain go back and try to find the accurate information that is required for that specific type of event or to answer specific format. Now what happens with most of the people is कि उनके brain में, बिकॉज दे रियली हैव क्लटर, यानी कि पूरा जो अलमारी है वो सब कुछ इतना फैला हुआ है कि उनके लिए थॉट्स को, यानी कि वो एग्जैक्ट कपड़े ढूंढ पाना उस टाइम में इम्पॉर्टेंट मतलब हो ही नहीं पाता है. सो उनका जो पूरा प्रोसेस होता है दैट ऑल गोज इन टू हरी एंड इन हरी दे ऑलवेज पिक रॉन्ग थॉट्स एंड देन दे टॉक. सो वॉट आई रियली मीन्स इज, अगर मैं इसको सिंप्लीफाई करूँ, सो आपका जो वार्डरोब है वो आपका ब्रेन है और जो कपड़े हैं वो आपके थॉट्स हैं. आप जल्दी जल्दी में कुछ भी उठा के कुछ भी पहन लेते हो एंड देन इट लुक ऑकवर्ड एंड समवन विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू आर थिंकिंग. सेम गोज विथ योर ब्रेन। जब आपसे कोई कुछ पूछता है तो आप हमेशा अपने दिमाग से उन थॉट्स को लेकर आते हो एंड देन यू एक्सप्रेस दोज थॉट्स एंड ट्राई टू अज्यूम दैट दिस विल वर्क इन दिस सिचुएशन। We need to first go ahead and sort that out so that we get a clarity in our mind, and that give us more power on what to choose and what to say when it comes to better communication. I have given you one exercise जहाँ पे आपको एक thought को लेना है, यानी कि एक idea, एक question लेना है, फिर उस पे आपको content लिखना है and you have to practice the best answer of that entire question. Now in this entire process, what happens is your brain organize your thoughts and your brain understands the requirement of what and exactly what pattern you are trying to create. ओवर टाइम व्हाट हैपन्स कि आप जितनी बार अपने ब्रेन के साथ ये सब प्रैक्टिस करोगे, योर ब्रेन विल स्टार्ट टू आइडेंटिफाई द पैटर्न दैट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर, and this will going to create neural pathways in your brain. This is called neuroplasticity. When you try some new things, your brain always create neuro connection to store that information and pattern just to make sure that is required in future. So the more practice you will put in picking the question, clarifying the answer, and then listening and doing it back and forth, the better the clarity that you will generate in your mind, and you will identify a strong pattern, and using this framework that pattern can be more strong, and that will help you to create that automation thinking in your brain, which means over time your brain will start thinking considering the following things that we have discussed. Your brain will think about clarity, your brain will think about engagement, your body language, your brain will automatically start thinking about the structure and the story that you can. So you will start having more creative ideas of how you can deliver the answer. This is very tricky, but it takes a lot of time for someone to really get on from a basics to advanced. So the levels of communication that we have discussed, that levels of communication, when you are on the first level, you reach to the final and the third level, your ability and your brain's ability to process and structure information becomes more stronger, and it happens with practice and over time exposure. नाउ एट फर्स्ट आप सोचोगे कि ये बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है, क्योंकि आपको कम से कम दिन के 20 से 25 मिनट खुद प्रैक्टिस करके अपने थॉट्स और आंसर्स को स्ट्रक्चर करना पड़ेगा. बट ओवर टाइम, एज आई मैंशन, दिस विल बिकम योर हैबिट्स एंड यू विल स्टार्ट थिंकिंग इन that pattern. So when you have clear thinking and when you have organized thoughts, what happens is you will naturally become a good communicator, and you will naturally build all those process to better structure your answers. Now it's your turn. Pick a question and try to bring all of this into that answer and listen. So what you can really do is, the first thing that you have to do is to write a question. It can be as simple as why I want to be a good communicator, and then try to answer it with your normal thinking. Record yourself and then listen it. So जब आप अपनी ही आवाज़ को सुनोगे, what you will observe, क्योंकि आपके पास now you have information, you have frameworks and patterns, you can identify space जहाँ पे आप extra information add कर सकते हो, and you can make your answer more impactful. Now you have to do it every day at least 25 minutes, and over time, as I mentioned, this will be your new skills to master the skills of communication, because your brain will automatically try to automate things that are required intense energy, and this entire process will consume your time and attention. That's why your brain will start capturing the patterns and will try to automate this thinking, and you will create a natural and very, very effective thought process for your better communication. So my last thought is very clear. Remember, clarity and engagement and story is base foundation of any good communication. I hope you will practice this in your upcoming exercise, and you will also get this entire thing on your notes so that you can refer back to what we have discussed. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.